Hello everyone, how are you feeling today? It's Eros71 here, and today I'm coming at you with my Dragunity deck profile. So yes, finally my cards that I ordered had arrived, and I'm finally able to give you guys tons of updates and tons of new ideas and decks finally on the channel. So this is the first one I decided to go with, and because I already have like a kind of a combo figured up, I felt like I will show you guys the 3-card combo in this video together for some particular reason, and because like I just want to show you guys immediately, and I cannot wait. So because of that, we're going to jump right into the deck, and like I said, going to have a combo in the end of the video because I cannot wait to show you guys the combo because it's a very cool one. So starting things off with the Dragunity monsters, you run one copy of Dragunity Arma Leviathan. This guy is your probably better than Red MD to be your particular target to summon from your guardragons. This guy is pretty awesome. When he's summoned, he's getting you an equip, a dragon type monster to him, and then it doesn't have to be a Dragunity, it could be any dragon type, and of course if it's like, a Dragunity tuner, you can just special summon it, so that's actually kind of nice. Moving on to the other other Arma, you run 3 copies of Dragunity Arma Mistletoe. Mistletoe is probably one of the most important cards in the deck. I don't understand why people run this card at 2. Unlike the other Dragunity cards, it's not searchable by Dragon Ravine, so 3 copies of this card is very, very important. This guy specifically, if you control a Dragunity monster, you can just send to the graveyard and then equip to him, and then special discard from your hand. For his special summoning effect, you send Dragunity, special summon him, and then he can equip a Dragunity monster from your graveyard to himself when he's normal or special summon. And just for you guys, these effects are not a hard ones per turn, just to let you guys know. Dragunities came from the time that they have effects that are not hard ones per turn. And also come from times that they're still writing in the text, removing from play, just to let you guys know that as well, which is kind of funny for me. So that's pretty much it for the big guys. Now we'll move on to the more standard levels, level 4 and lower. We run 3 copies of Sentinus. I believe I'm writing this card correctly in name. This card is your only level 4... Dragunity winged beast kind of monsters that I run in this deck, specifically in this deck profiles, and the one that I probably profile specifically, and the ones that I probably recommend to only run, because I feel like Ducks is not that good. But if you guys want to run Ducks and like cut maybe a hand trap or something like that I run, you're more than welcome to. This card specifically said discard a Dragunity card, equip a tuner from your deck into it, and then you cannot special summon monster for the rest of the turn except dragon monsters from the extra deck, which is really, really cool, because you don't really care for that, because, it just doesn't really matter to you. Your entire extra deck is dragons, because the guardragon anyway. Then for the tuners, 3 copies of Phalanx, which is your preferred. Like, I run 3 of him, even though like I kind of consider to run 2 of him and Cause, which we'll get to in a second. Because of like, maybe make a room for Ducks, but then I realized like running of these at 3 is a lot more important. Anyway, Phalanx is pretty straightforward. He's equipped to a monster because of his effect, for whatever reason. Once per turn is a soft once per turn. He's able to special summon himself from the spells and trap zone, so it's pretty nice. Cause does the same thing, but instead of like being the same effect and that's it, he become a level 4 if you want him to. And then you can use him only for Dragunity Synchros. So he'll become like a level 4 tuner for Dragunity Synchros if you want to, and can only summon him for Dragunity Synchros anyway. So that's actually kind of cool with that as well, and it's very, very important. That pretty much does it for the Dragunity monsters. 13 monsters. Now we'll move on to the additional support. 3 copies of Garuda. Garuda is another winged beast target. You banish a wind from your graveyard, special summon. It's pretty straightforward. What his name again? Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Your second copy of a card that, like, if you already see Leviathan, you're able to summon this instead. But like sometimes you want this. It's just a really good card for dragon decks. Regardless, you run 1 copy of this card because it's pretty awesome, and so you can only run 1. 1 copy of Destrudo. I was considering maybe bumping up Destroyer, but then I realized how stupid that is. Destroyer is just a straightforward tuner if you need him to. Zephyr's the Elite because you can just Foolish Burial discard with a particular card in the extra deck real easily, and then also like bounce the particular cards that you want and then get to use that again, which is really nice. And then one Goliath because it's summonable by your Heroic Link monster. And that pretty much does it for the main deck monsters, except from 3 copies of Ash Blossom, which is your hand trap. This is pretty much like your solid monsters that you use. This is your hand trap. You run 3 copies of Ash Blossom to essentially deal with pesky effects that kind of annoy you. Now we'll move on to the spells, and we'll run 3 copies of Dragon Ravine and 2 copies of Terraforming. I think this is a pretty straightforward field spell. Everybody knows what it does, and it's not a hard once per turn, it's soft once per turn. It's really good, so you want to run this field spell, and you just want to maximize on it because it's really good for its own archetype. Even more than, for what it does regardless. For Foolish Barreling a Dragon. Foolish Barreling a Dragon, yes. Then 2 copies of Dragunity Divine Lance and 2 copies of World Legacy Guardragon. I didn't really have the spot to run 3 of these, and I feel like 3 of each of them is also kind of bad. Because this is a Monster Reborn, but it's a hard once per turn, and I am even considered to maybe cut this down to 1 and add a Monster Reborn instead, because Monster Reborn does the same thing, but it's not susceptible to hand traps like Ghost Ogre, so it's kind of it's fine. I don't know, it's just whatever you want to, and it's also kind of nice that you can add it to your hand, which I guess it's cool, but I don't know, it's nice that it's also kind of a way to move to zones. I don't know, I know that I stopped here for a second, but I just don't know what to say about this card. It's a really cool card, but 3 in my opinion for this deck specifically, not in other Dragon decks maybe it's a lot more important, but for this deck specifically, 3 of this is just a dead card. And then you run 2 copies of Card of Coincidence. You have 7 tuners with 1000 attack or less in your deck. You can discard them and get 2 cards, which is really cool. Then 1 Dragon Ravine and 1 Foolish Barrier for your Foolish Barreling effects. You also have 3 copies of Dragon Ravine and 2 copies of Terraforming, so I don't feel like you need more than that. Cold by the Grave, because this card is particularly awesome to deal with hand traps. And then 2 Twin Twisters to deal with back rows. And because you don't really care about discarding cards that much, in fact, this can be also a benefit. I've seen some people, afraid of using Twin Twisters sometimes. If you feel like it, you can put MST or Cosmic Cyclone, but for this deck specifically, I think that's actually better. Moving on for the extra deck, we'll start off with the Synchros. 1 copy of Vadriana, 1 copy of Guardragon, I believe how you pronounce it, I'm not 100% sure. 2 copies of Barcha. 2 and not 1, and I'll put it like this. And yes, I have 2 different rarities, which one is the Hidden Arsenal one, and one is the Dual Terminal one. And then 1 copy of Ascalon. For anybody who asks, these guys are important for the combos. They're very important, even Vadriana. But this one is just here because it's a nice finisher, and Vadriana is also could be a nice finisher. It's just a nice finisher and good card going second. This card is really important too because you use him in the combo that I will show you guys. You use 2 of him. He's very important. You use so many cards in the extra decks that I will show you. In the combos that I will show you, that you're only left with this and Twin Triangle Dragon in your extra deck. Use 13 cards in your extra deck to establish a very strong board. And then for the other 2 Synchros, you run 1 Crystal Wing and 1 Savage. I don't think I need to explain why these 2 cards are good. Crystal Wing always being run in what I call Dragunity from his release, and I feel like Savage is just a solid card overall, and sometimes a little better than Crystal Wing. And then 1 copy of number 38. This is your only Xyz monster. It's a dragon, and that's why also Leviathan being a level 8 is important. And then for your links, 1 LP for reviving, and not for reviving, from summoning, a dragon from your deck or hand. one a Pisty to summon a dragon from your graveyard or banished pile, as you know, and then one Augur Pain to summon a dragon from your extra deck, which is really, really important. And then you also run 2 copies of Erotic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. I run 2, not 1, because it's really important for a combo. If we were going to get pretty soon the Dragunity Link monster, you probably want to cut this down to 1. It's also going to change the deck a little bit, which with the Dragunity Divine Lance and other things, and going to make the deck a lot more consistent. But anyway, because of that, for right now, you're on 2 Heavenly Spheres. When we get the Dragunity Link monster, we're probably going to cut this down to 1, because you just need it for the end of the combo, mostly. And then 1 Triangle Dragon, like I said, I think this is a solid card for a deck like this. Sometimes you need this effect of reviving a level 6 or level 5 or higher dragon. And then 1 Beauregard, which is supposed to be Saryuja. I don't have Saryuja, and I don't have the $30 to $40 to waste on one specific card. I don't mind wasting maybe $5 to $10 on a card, but on a single card, but $40 doesn't worth it, and especially it's going to get a reprint soon, and it's probably going to get also banned soon, so it's actually not that worth it to me to spend on. So that pretty much does it for the deck profile, and now we'll move on to the combo video. So for the combo video, you need 1 Dragunity Armor Mistleton for the combo to work, 1 Phalanx or Cause, and then the 1 Sentinus for your combo. So I'll show you guys how the combo works and how we'll do that. So starting things off, you're going to normal summon the Sentinus. You're going to use the Sentinus effect to send the Phalanx. And of course, these 2 cards can be extenders if you want them in the side. If you want for that, I'll leave them here. You send the Phalanx. You equip the Cause right here. Then you special summon the Cause. And then you use Dragunity Armor Mistleton effect in your hand to sending the Cause to the grave. Special summon himself. And then you're going to use his effect to equip the Cause. Again, special summon it. Then you're going to use those 2 to synchro summon into your first Barcha right here. I'll put that right there, even though it's not the 100% the zone I summoned to. It just make it a lot more easier. You summon the Barcha. Barcha equip Phalanx and Cause into himself, and of course these are your 2 extra card. I'm just putting it there because it's a lot more better for me. You special summon the Cause, and you special summon the Phalanx. And then you're going to use those 2 to make your first Heavenly Spheres right here. Then you're going to use one of this to make LP, and then the other one to make Pisty. Next, you're going to use LP effect to summon the Leviathan directly from your deck, using Leviathan effect to equip Phalanx. Phalanx to get the special summon. Then you're going to use the Heavenly Spheres and Leviathan, which looks strange, but you're going to immediately summon your Augur Pain. Then you're going to use the effect of Augur Pain to summon your guy Durg, which then you're going to use his effect to add to your hand the Zephrys, and then discard it immediately because of his own effect. Then you're going to use those 2 to make your first negate on board in form of Crystal Wing. And then you're going to use Pisty effect to special summon right from your graveyard once again the Leviathan. Leviathan effect will trigger, equipping you none other than Dragunity Armor Mistleton for some particular reasons. If you don't already figure that out, you're going to figure out in 2 seconds. Then you're going to use those 3 to make your Saryuja Skoldred, which you don't really care about the drawing effect, you only care about getting the special summon effect. And then what you're going to do is that you're going to use Zephrys the Elite from the graveyard, okay, right here, to bounce your Dragunity Armor Mistleton to your hand, and then special summon himself. Staryuja effect will trigger, special summon Mistletoe, Mistletoe effect will trigger, equipping Phalanx once again. Phalanx effect will trigger again, special summon, use those two, make your second Barcha, right to this zone, use Barcha effect, equip Phalanx, and where are you? Cause directly from your grave. Then I'll put them here because of the glare. Then you're going to use cause effect to special summon. Okay. Then you're going to use these two. Actually, no. If you use these two, you're going to find yourself in a bad situation. You're going to use these two. Sorry, these two first. I don't know why I thought these two first. Because you didn't special summon this first. You're going to summon your second Heretic Seal. You can summon it here, you can summon it there, you can summon it wherever you want. Then you're going to use the effect of Phalanx to special summon himself. Use these two, and then you make your Hope Harbinger Titanic Galaxy right here. And then what you're going to do is that you're going to use these two, because this is a winged beast and this is a dragon, to summon your Vadriana. Activate Vadriana effect, put the Phalanx. Phalanx will then use himself and Vadriana to special summon your Savage. And then you're going to use Savage effect to equip your so-called, Saryuja. And if you're also afraid of, Mech Knights, you can just equip it here to kind of like add one less card. So let's do that right there. Because a friend of mine, Mark Z, always liked to play around with, with Mech Knights. I don't know why. He just liked to play still with columns. So you get aboard, at the end of this combo, you get on board of 4 negates with, should I say 4 interruption with a 5th one available also as well by using this to get like an immediately Goliath from your deck if you need to. You get to use almost your entire extra deck, except from 2 cards, and you're still left with 2 cards in your hand, which is very, very nice. So you get a negate for everything, you get a negate and destruction for monsters, a negate and destructions for spells, and then you also equip the spell. This is also protected from battle, which is actually sometimes kind of nice, especially protecting from your Goliath. You get to tribute this, and then you get to special summon the Goliath from the deck, and then you get to bounce, which is also kind of nice. And then Goliath is kind of a card that makes it impossible for your opponent to summon an extra deck monster, which is really nice. So I feel like this board is kind of solid, very, very hard to break, and I hope you guys enjoyed the combo, actually. So, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and if you liked the video. Remember, creativity is the key in this game. Have a good day, guys. Stay safe, and as you can see, the channel is just continue growing, and I'm thankful for all of you. So see you guys in the next video. I'm not sure which one I'll do next because there are so many ideas, but yeah, I'll pick one, and you guys are going to see it pretty soon. So see you guys next time. Bye-bye.